look really, really strong. A Morphling versus Slark is not as good though, because you're very single target reliant. And Slark is very content with versing single target heroes. Just gives you, you've always got that Shadow Dam, so they can't kill you throughout it. So the Morph, it destroys the Omni. How does Faceless Void? I feel like Void's okay. The Omni's interesting pick though, like because you can't get out of Cogs. They have a couple of heroes that can't. I mean, it also doesn't offer any kill threat versus the Timber. I feel like Slark has to go off this game.
Radiant team back.
Faceless Void.
So the reason why I thought the Void looked really good this draft is that, well, one, it's paired up with the Snapfire, so you have a support hero that just absolutely dumps damage inside Chrono. You also have a Snapfire with a Clockwork, which is pretty nice as well. But the thing is that your position 3 right now from IG, you don't pressure out the Faceless Void. The Purification, the Void's able to get that heal back. Oh, sorry, I should say Void's able to get that health back straight away because the burst. And you've also got the cookie for the lane, which is nice to be able to play around. I just think that, one, the Faceless Void also destroys the Slark. The big AoE Chrono, he's unable to get Dark Pack. He's not good at Dark Pack, does nothing against his Chrono. Shadow Dance doesn't either, because you're still controlled against the magic damage. And it's the time dilation. Time dilation is so annoying versus the Dark Pack. That's an ability Slark wants to constantly be able to spam to stop getting stunned. The pounds from being able to get in and out of the fights as well. And Void just man fights, honestly. Just does not give a goddamn about the Slark. So at the moment though, both teams looking for their mid hero. Aster might go, I was gonna say Aster might go like a Conqueror or something, just because they don't have last pick. I don't well, what do they need? They need some, need someone to take towers if they want the DK.
10 seconds remaining.
But I think they lack that.
Radiant team
Lane shoving's a little, oh, there we go. Pugner's really good at towers, tower taking, magic damage inside Chrono. This is a really nice Pugner game. I also don't mind if it's a Slark as well. Alright, so the matchup on what IG want to get against the Pug now. They also don't have the greatest way to take objectives. It's kind of just the Shaman. Slark very much relies on being able to kind of win a team fight, have a little bit of essence, and then take towers afterwards. So I think IG kind of needing, it's a difficult lane matchup versus the Pugner. Like, this is a hero that you never want, you want to have magic damage, but then you don't because the Nether Ward. You don't want physical. It's always awkward to play into that Pugner, but the good thing is that they're going to be able to prioritize. They're going to be able to prioritize Emo a lot with this last pick. I'm trying to think on what really stands out to me. There's not a lot. I don't think they can go too greedy either. That's nice.
You may now select your
They have a lot of lockdown. It's pretty good versus the Pugner as well, I'd say. You got decent, pretty good magic damage. Clockwork doesn't really control you because you always have the Remnant that's already out a majority of the time. I actually really like the Ember Spirit this game. I don't know if it's going to be enough though, just because the Faceless Void versus Slark matchup's very prominent. I think, well, how do the lanes fare actually? Let's take a look. I think the lanes from Invictus Gaming are really strong. Sometimes I've seen like the Timbersaw like go Timber Chain level 1 and just try and secure his like a full wave, just being able to spam it out with the chain. Because if you go reactive armor, you just kind of get right click down, whereas chain, you've got at least a little bit of damage and a nice way to be able to secure the creeps. Because you don't really want Whirling Death against a Slark or a Lich. No real strength hero. Can they actually lane the Timber versus the Omni Knight and then go aggressive try? Snapfire, Clockwork, Void against a Lich Shaman sounds a bit rough. I don't really like Clockwork too much in try lanes. Yeah, I'd say probably Slark's a little better as well in that regard. I don't think they can try. Or at least swap up the lanes where they can put XXS versus the Omni Knight. I mean, the Void's going to be decent in that matchup. My only issue is that the Shaman Omni still could provide a little bit of an issue. Like, I don't think SCCC is going to get too much farm. Because he'll just kind of get right-click down. Like, Omni's got a decent matchup. I said that the Purification against the Void is a little lackluster because you can just time walk the health back. But it's more the regard that Omni just doesn't feel pressured in this lane, and Omni's not the greatest laner. Like, you need a lot more levels to give you survivability. In some matchups though, you do really well, and I'd say this is probably one of them. It's interesting, you know, we're not seeing Snapfire too much at the moment, so it's going to be interesting to see how they do play it. I mean,
Prepare for battle.
I'm actually surprised we're not seeing as much Snapfire because of the Phoenix that's just constantly getting picked up at the moment. Like, it feels like that hero is just absolutely non-stop. Phoenix is just getting drafted 24/7. Yeah, Phoenix has been getting banned as well, I was going to say. We haven't seen the Phoenix yet this series, but makes it a little difficult if they keep just banning the hero. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Game 3. Invictus Gaming up against Team Aster. The draft... Trying to see which one I favor. I mean, I think the Ember can pop off this game. I think the Ember can absolutely pop off this game. They might have to go for a Spirit Vessel, though. I think the Timber's lane is going to be interesting, as we already see Fate getting right-click down from Fly. SCCC is going to go bot, so they're going to do it. They're going to put the Timber versus the Omni matchup, but straight away, Fly, he saw the faces Void. So he's just going to beeline at the top, honestly. That's actually a little bit of a mistake. I mean, we might see SCCC run top, though. They're going to be able to see the lanes as well. They'll scout. I mean, they would have seen Slark, or maybe run around that wall positioning. They'll see Slark anyway relatively shortly. So XXS might just run down to bot and just mirror the movements right now. You see how important the lane setup is. They don't have vision on SCCC just yet, but even then, that's... did they see? No, I don't think they saw him from this ward as well, but both teams don't really have any deep vision, which is important, which is an interesting thing. Sometimes when you're in a game that is very reliant on having the proper lanes, you put a lot of emphasis on like you make a smoke movement and kind of get it like a deep ward on one of the higher ground cliffs. But Fly is going to go bot, so they will guess correctly with how this is going to play out here. Chuan also goes for the decrep level 1. I mean, the decrep is another way. The mana is a lot lower than what the Nether Blast is. 60. It's also just a base one as well. It's not going to increase each level. And it's just a much better way to be able to secure your range CS. And also denies as well is another thing. But Lich might get brought down here. Ollie's going to take a crap load of damage, and this is the thing with the chains. Nice attempt with trying to duke out with the Selve, but at least you force a lot of mana out from XXS to find the kill. If they can give it over... Oh, it looked like he was down in the little ravine there. I know you can't go down there, but with the cogs positioning, looked like he kind of fell down for a bit. But XXS, able to find first blood here. You love to see it. I mean, he's now very close to level 2. They give him a relatively good start. Fly is going to try and put as much pressure onto the Timber as possible, but they also, with that kill, it allows them to potentially deny a full wave of creeps here. And now top as well. I mean, Omni. Currently, what happened to the Lich? I don't know. Sorry, never mind. Karka actually TP'd down bot. So Lich waited for a couple of items here. So they leave the Omni now solo. They're going to put a lot of emphasis on XXS, but you see how much level 2s from Fly closes the distance here, and without the reactive armor, that was right click from the Slark, finds a kill. 1 perma agi for Fly. And there, I mean, this is a thing though that if you give Faceless Void a free game, he does counter the Slark pretty heavily. So even though Timber's going to struggle, XXS is an absolute god on the Timber. So I think he might do fine. I think he might do fine. I think there's some portions in the game where the Timber actually does reasonably well versus the Slark. It's the fact that you have a lot of AoE damage. So until Slark gets a BKB, Timber's still fine. It's the lanes where he struggles in against the Slark. But then after that, you're going to have a decent time. You see, he's going to try and get whatever he can. It's actually a lot of damage versus Karkar. If Fade can close the distance as well, but they do have to be careful again. Fly is always just going to be hunting, and if you allow him to find these couple of... If you allow him to find the stacks, get that perma agi, then you're going to be in a troubled start towards the game, but... How's Tuan going? I like this. I like it a lot. The level 1 in the roots. The chains is just, I think, has an immense... You might have to right-click that once. Unlucky. I think the chains has a immense value right now with the change to the level 1. What the base, what, 80 men on level 1, 11-second cooldown. Used to be 14-second cooldown, and I think 110 mana. JT. How's he going top? He's taking a bit of harassment here. Doesn't have a whole lot of mana as well, but they're not going to dive the tower. How many losses is he? He's got 9. SCC's having a really good time though. So they do shove out the lave. So JT, they're going to leave him solo. Okay. So this is going to be interesting. I think JT actually does reasonably well here. They have given SCC a good start to the lane, which is an important thing. But now that Karkar's not down bot here, Dire know this as well because they had the observer ward around mid. So they're kind of just a little wary on where Karkar's going. Like he hasn't shown with this invis just yet. Still kind of playing around mid, kind of playing around, pump faking going bot, pump faking going mid, like never really convinced on where he wants to actually, what lane he wants to go to. He's only got 1 point in shackles though, so it's going to make it a little bit difficult to find the kill. They might need an extra. At least have an attempt here. I mean, he's got a fairy fire, a bottle charge to play around with as well, so Chuan's going to be fine. Damn, that Ether Shock though is a lot of damage. He doesn't have a whole lot of regen at least, but I mean, this is now giving XXS a decent time to kind of catch up. You see, they're going to make sure they don't fully soak up the experience. Firefly is going to turn around though. XXS taking a fair bit of right-click damage from the Slark here. Karkar's going to go towards that back, towards the top side. Once again, SCCC, he does time look aggressively. I mean, JT doesn't really have anywhere to turn without any mana to play around with. But this is... It's really interesting. So it looks like they want to get rid of that tri-lane down bot. With Karkar going top, they're going to have a lot of emphasis now against the Faceless Void. So he's going to need a little bit of help with the support coming through. And it looks like Fade's actually going to wrap on mid. So Emo doesn't have a whole lot of mana. Chuan is about to hit level... Oh, the root. It's onto Fade. They still get the slow with the decrypt. They might be able to dive if they want to. The Flame Guard's a little bit tricky to play into with that magic protection. Emo finds a kill before... Oh, the Remnant dodge almost perfectly timed. Chuan now is able to get the level 6 after the kill. Fighting over against Olin with that increased damage. Will turn it. Nicely done from Pogna. Beautifully done. Level 6 comes from the kill. I said that increased damage. They actually did rescale the life drain damage. It was 175 level 1. It's now down to 150. But I feel like Pogner is pretty nutty right now.
Radiant structures are
The life drain only have a 7-second cooldown. I think is massive for this hero. Emo's actually going to TP bot. I mean, he's got the level 6 bot. Just going to try and find a kill here. We'll be able to get it, but... I mean, What, so they're going to put... Now they're going to soak up some experience over on mid, but now JT could be in a bit of a tricky spot as well. They'll even commit the Chronosphere for this. He does have the Soul Ring, but I mean, it's not going to matter. You can't Soul Ring them Purification. So we'll drop SCCC with the Chrono, having a really good start to the lane. And I wonder what his item build's going to be, and I guess that answers it with the Mask of Madness. Getting queued up there.
Dire's courier has been
So Emo does lose a decent chunk out of mid. I mean, with the rotation down bot, you find the kill. Without Shaman, oh, the magic damage from Chuan. It is going to break. And now Baboka is going to be the target for them. Chains off the Mark Curver. Chuan needs to give him some protection on the life drain if he wants to try and keep him alive here, but instead he'll use it aggressively to hunt down the Lich. That Frost Shield, just no protection against the magical damage. So they'll trade a 1-for-1. Even the Omni Knight's going to show up to mid. Maybe that new change to the life drain, I mean the break is at 900 distance instead of the 1000, so maybe that little bit of reduction in the length of the life drain might have prevented finding that kill over on the Shaman as well there, which could have been a 2-for-1 to trade, as we already see Chuan is having an incredible start here. But there is a lot of emphasis on mid, and Emo with the level 6, he's not really under any threat. He's always able to remnant away relatively safely, but XXS, that's the target for this next onslaught here. They need to make sure they hold the Sinister's Gaze in case he does go to chain away, but with Fly directly on top of him, Timbersaw will get brought down here. A little bit more essence going through for the Slark. Killing spree right now from Fly, giving him an incredible start to the laning stage. 47 last hits with 3 kills towards his name. We are going to see SCCC solo killing out the Omni Knight. So even without Chronosphere this time, with the maxed out bashes, and now, oh, they got the vision. Nice use of the cocky peekaboo straight on top of the Lich here. Oh, Chuan's damage is way too much. And they got to be careful now, because the Pugner is going to be able to do a lot to be able to push out the tower. I mean, Emo's doing this maxed out Flame Guard. He's kind of just running the creeps down and trying to shove out the creep wave as much as possible, so Chuan can't kind of just go up and chuck Nether Blast constantly. So I really like what the Ember's actually doing there. It's a minimal thing, but at least should be able to keep your tower alive for a little bit longer here, as we see XXS. That level 6, I think they can go hunt down bot. That's when you get a big damage spike, more AoE damage. You can never say no to Pure as well. So I would not mind. I mean, they're about to have Chrono. Yeah, maybe we'll see. Dude, the bash onto your own creeps is such a stupid thing. Fly. We find here. Well, there you go. They actually don't even rotate the Void. Instead, it's gonna be Chuan to come down bot. So they'll keep the Void up here. I do feel like they have decent ways to deal with the Void. I mean, he's already got 3 points in Time Walk, which is the important thing. But you know, you have the control. As we see Baboka, this might just be a free kill for Fly. And the Cookie will give you no protection here. Just feeding over a little bit of more essence. You can never say no to that with a free kill coming through. But they do take the tier 1 tower. We have this 10-minute interval though. I mean, I don't think you want to pop. You might Chrono and have a TP rotation. Wow. That just goes to show how much emphasis there are on outposts right now. That actually reveals they'll pop a Chrono to stop them from getting that outpost control. It is, I mean, 150 experience for everyone. But that just goes to show with how important outposts are. Dire even committing that Chrono, because now with this on cooldown, this is going to give Radiant a nice opportunity to kind of infiltrate this top side of the map, force the Faceless Void out of the lane. But because Dire have already taken bot, as soon as Radiant make that movement, they're just going to go straight to top. And Fade also gets the D-Ward as well. Nicely played, going into the fog there. So this tower is going to be free. I say that the Glyph is delaying it, but they've got the catapult, they've got the Nether Blast. Even Fade might be able to tank it up. So yeah, they've done a really nice job on Dire. You know, at 1,000 gold net worth lead, just making plays, sucking down the range creep. Making plays across the map where they're able to take objectives and giving a lot of space to SCCC at the moment. I mean, around top of the net worth with the Slark. The issue is that I mean, the Faceless Void late game is a good matchup when you have Chrono against the Slark, but of course the Chrono is a big cooldown, so you might get caught out a little bit. They're gonna bait XXS here as well. Die with this movement down here. They're all waiting in the area. Hookshot connects onto the Slark with the Mortimer Kisses damage. They'll burst him down before he can get the ultimate off, and now Karka will be the next target as well. Melted from the magic damage. We also see the Omni Knight dropping towards the northern side. SCCC, that's another solo kill onto the Omni without the Chronosphere. So 3 kills right now for the Faceless Void, but they also get a decent spree from the Slark. It was a 4-0. Baboka 506 gold for the Snapfire. And now this is another tower from Aster to be able to take here. So just, you know, continuing the siege coming through just constantly across the map. It'll be a 4,000, I imagine, gold now? Yeah, 4,000 gold.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
But who did Radiant group up around? Like, because the Omni struggled throughout the laning stage, because Slark's not a hero you can really put in the front line, the Ember's not really either, who do you go make movements with the Serpent Wards? Because if Karka just goes mid, then like no one's able to kind of be this brute hero to kind of prevent them from taking it. And our top Fly, he's in trouble. I mean, they're gonna have Chronosphere up in a couple of seconds here, but they can follow up if they want to. I'm kind of surprised they're not. I guess with right next to the tier 1 tower, they might be a little worried. And now XXS got a couple of reactive armor stacks, but Emo's got a Veil, so this increased magic damage, XXS has to be careful. They're going to commit on the backline. As Triple C straight on top of the Slark here with the Chronosphere, they'll get a little bit of heal from the Purification, but it's not enough to keep alive. Somehow XXS survives a majority of the full brunt to the Force, but still will drop a 2-for-1. That just goes to show what the game's going to be like with the Faceless Void up against the Slark. And now this is 2 deaths in a row for Fly here. And you pop Serpent One's mid straight away. No one's able to protect it. Free little bit gold. 37. Love to see it. And SCC, I mean, he's got the Maelstrom completed. Bomb, Maelstrom, 13 in. Top of the net worth by a good amount. And I mean, Aster just looking incredibly strong, but like what do Radiant do? Like, they don't really have these supports, you know, they don't kind of tank you up. There's a lot of damage, but they don't tank you up. So if you don't find these kills with, you got decent amount of lockdown. Oh, Amber, gotta be careful here. You know, it's nothing like what we've been seeing. You know, the Shadow Demon, we saw the Io lately. Last game, they also had the kind of tankiness from the Dragon Knight, the Abaddon. This game, they don't have that big hero to kind of group up around because of the Omni Knight really struggling. And even then, Omni's, I mean, until he gets piped, they're just, like, Chuan's just going to shred through them. And it's noticed that Emo's actually, instead of going, like, this Spirit Vessel that I thought he might to try and deal with, like, the Timber, the heals are also relatively nice, like stopping the Time Walk heal back, even the Life Drain. But I mean, right now Radiant just have to wait until the Slark is able to get enough items. But I mean, JT is just the next target for them. He's got the Heavenly Grace at least, but it's not going to matter. Look at the Decrypt and the Mortimer Kisses, man. They lay down the globs. I mean, this is actually looking tough. What do we got so far? I was gonna say there's no real big. Who's got the jellies? So both the 1s and 2s. The Ember along with the Slark here. Emo. Trying to get aggressive around that 5-minute interval, maybe protecting the top bounties in the meantime. But Dire is just taking over the map right now. I mean, they've got to make a proactive movement. It looks like Invictus Gaming are going to do this. Slark has Diffusal Blade. They're going to try and hunt down bot. They do have a relatively good ward in the area. But SCC is already... Oh, they even got Philosopher's Stone. Probably for the snap, I'd imagine. But Timber's the target. This is a hero they should be able to bring down. They need to be able to cancel the TP fast enough. They will. With the pounds from Fly. So they know the TP's on cooldown. They should have the lockdown to find him as well. Nice done. With the shackles. It's got a pretty decent cast point as well. So you can always see... Ooh, really nicely done with the cookie. They're going to get the hook shot. Drag back as well. I mean, Emo's fine. I'm kind of surprised they used the hook shot there. That was a cute cookie play. It's always cool watching Snapfires with how they're able to play around with like the creeps across the map here. This is a nice movement from Invictus Gaming. They dropped the Serpent Wards for a pick off and right in front of the objective as well. Chuan might be able to keep him alive with the Life Drain, but they're going to counter initiate. SCC straight on top of the support here. Ola gets melted down. Now they drop the Chronosphere as well on top of the Ember. He's got the attack speed to rip through them, and now the Guardian Angel doesn't help you out for the Life Drain. The Boka actually amplifies the damage coming through from the Dark Pack, but Emo with the buyback, they're going to try and fight this. Fly's going to be careful. Life Drain helping out SCC. The Hex going to be there still, but they just need to get straight on top of the poke. Now that health coming through is able to keep him alive. He's lacking a little bit of mana, so Emo's still hunting down the backline. He won't be able to secure the kill. Now Chuan's going to be the next target as well. The shackles are down. They have... yeah, it's gonna be up in a couple of seconds, so Chuan will drop. He's gonna try and turn the man fight, but it doesn't matter. A beautiful engagement coming through from Invictus Gaming there. Really nicely done. I mean, they found that kill down bot onto XXS. They then move mid. They drop the Serpent Wards on a pick off. They have the full lineup as well, and ooh, They had the full lineup there to protect the Serpent one, so it got a lot of damage. So they're able to take that tier 1 tower. Poor old Mango Tree. And now fades the next target. He's got the hook shot. We'll be fine. Lines it up. Ooh. I'm just seeing trade. Oh, oh, wait, what the? Who did Fly kill? He got the kill on SCCC. Got the kill on Babokos. So he lost the set. He's going Ags. I think he needs BKB, but okay. I think he's gonna take way too much magic damage. Alright, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But even at the moment, they have been able to turn this around after that fight. I mean, from what was about a kind of about a 4,000 net worth lead, it's now dragged back under 1,000 for Aster. So still with a little bit of an advantage, but it looks like Invictus Gaming feeling a lot happier with being able to make these movements across the map. They're going to have 2 heroes pushing bot. The rest of the time, the cores are trying to get some farm throughout the lanes here. JT's also got pipe, which is the really important thing. Maybe he's... I don't want to say maybe he's able to go Ags first because his teammate has a pipe. I still think there's way too much spell damage coming through that he'd need a BKB, but maybe this at least gives him some protection. Because the Frost Shield isn't good in that regard either. Well, I mean, once Faceless Void has BKB, they can still take this engagement here. And Circle once dropped. They do have a really nice ward on the high ground, and with Invictus Gaming already set up. But you take a look at the lanes, like Dire aren't getting anything out of it. Getting a good amount of farm, but you're gonna lose another tower here. This thanks to the, I mean, pretty much thanks to the Shadow Shaman. The support being able to give them some tower taking potential, which they do lack, unfortunately. You know, unless Firefly is able to find unless Firefly is able to get a lot of essence through one fight here. But all right, he's got the Axe completed, so let's see how he's able to do here. I think they are very still at threat of the magic burst, and especially with Chronosphere available. But they've been able to get a couple of big items here, and it looks like they're grouping up for a potential smoke. They do have 2 available here from Ollie. Yeah, he's going to pop 1. They're going to go aggressively here. They don't have any vision throughout the jungle. They might do an expedition to try and get some vision down. Yeah, Lich only has 1 available, but Dire already backed up as well, so they might go for their own movement, it looks like. Top lane pushed in. Mid lane's going to be pretty much even as well, so I mean, at the moment, I really still favor this Dire lineup. I mean, I feel like Radiant just lack any Roshan taking potential, and taking these tier 2 and then tier 3 towers is going to be a lot more difficult, just into the constant spam from Aster. The only one thing that Dire are lacking, and I will admit, is that they don't have the greatest initiation. It's that it's really relying on the Faceless Void at the moment. Because, I mean, Clockwork finding the Ember is pretty much not going to happen. Oh, Firefly though. This could be a nice pick off for them. They'll lead him with a hook shot. He does get the Dark Pack off tower, but some really nice reactions coming through from Firefly. Now SCCC, that's an aggressive time walk. You don't want to be there. Can he get the BKB off fast enough? However, they need some protection coming through, but the Decrypt life drain is enough to keep him alive. However, let's get dragged back. SCCC, he's going to be fine. They bring down the Shaman. Oh, it's going to be the next target as well with 2 depth from Invictus Gaming. They haven't killed any of their own targets as well. Now Firefly up to the backline. He's straight on top of Chuan. He will be fine with the Decrypt. Another Cogs traps him in. Firefly, and he's going to try and man-fight with Fate here. He's doing a crap load of damage. They are splitting up the fight here. Now with the Shadow Dancer on cooldown. He's got another pounce. SCCC still has the follow-up. They even use the Chronosphere now with the Serpent one's dropped. However, the Cookie, Chuan's able to disengage here, but look at the protection coming through from JT. They keep Firefly alive, and now he has to pop his own BKB, but doesn't really have enough health or enough mana to continue the chase. And our Radiant, they've survived long enough, and now with the BKBs coming on cooldown, they continue the engagement here. XXS, a lot of pure damage. Firefly's going to be careful, but he's got the follow-up. Straight on top of the Faceless Void, they'll bring him down. An incredible fight from Invictus Gaming here, one that I thought looked really good to start. Double buyback from the support spot. That fight just got split up. I mean, JT was in a perfect spot right by the Chronosphere's edge. So he got the heals, the purification, the Heavenly Grace. Firefly didn't drop in it. I'm not gonna lie. I was really worried that Slark would get bursted down by the magic damage. But JT played a incredible fight there, and somehow Slark stayed alive. I honestly did not think Slark would be able to stay alive for that duration, and he did. So now Chronosphere's on cooldown, and this could give them an opportunity to take an objective here. And it looks like Roshan is that objective. I mean, they don't have Serpent Wards. They do scout this out there, and it's Radiant. This is very difficult to take this. They're going to smoke up, but XXS pops it straight away. The tree's already cut as well, so XXS, they got a nice ward on the backline, however. He's got the mech pipe to play around with, but they're stacking up the essence. Fly. It's a lot of damage coming through. He's losing the mana as well, so now, I mean, he's in a tricky spot. XXS is just going to get melted down. Fly literally takes everything, and now they'll be able to go back and Roche. 19 essence stolen, 10 perma agi. So the chain lockdown versus the Timber is really nice with this, with the Ags. And just, I mean, they got a lineup with kind of full amount of it. And now, I don't even, they might use Serpent Wards just to speed up the process because it's taking a long time. Lich is in a good spot there though. Ollie, trying to break a smoke, give them a little bit of vision here. See, Emo's going to play pretty aggressive as well. Mainly just wants to get straight on top of the clockwork. I mean, I love what Emo's doing. Hunting the clockwork so he can't steal Roche. He might even be able to find a kill here, honestly, but... You do see how long that's actually taken them. Wait... Is this a butterfly? I mean, I think he's got a butterfly. I can't imagine he goes E-plate. That doesn't... the only reason I say that is because he doesn't have the rest of the butterfly queued up. It was just the Eagle song. And there's no even point even bringing it up. I highly doubt it. But I mean, Radiant, they got the lead now. Very minimal. Under 1,000. Actually 1,000. Oh, back and forth. It's a tricky thing in that regard. But Dire, it's the... Can you... I mean, I think the Omni Knight has to be someone you have to kill first. JT's actually been able to somehow keep up, I think, with XXS's farm. Which is really difficult to do, because with the change to the Omni Knight, getting rid of that level 10 GPM talent, you really struggle at actually being able to find the farm. And I'm overly surprised at actually how farm JT is this game. He's doing an incredible job, actually. And he's been kind of, I felt like, I don't want to say the X factor, but he's done really well being able to keep Slark alive. And I mean, they're going to try and wrap around Dire. They do have this high ground advantage right now. Emo's just going to literally hump these backline supports, but there's the Chrono onto two, the Omni Knight. That's the key target as well. With the Mortimer Kiss's magic damage, they should be able to bring him down throughout the duration. Two heroes assassinated from Invictus gaming, but look at the backline. Emo, along with the other Claw and Firefly, going to try and deal with the backline on top of Chuan, but it's just not enough. First Life's going to get brought down. Kaka is still in the area. He's got the force up at least to try and help out, but it won't be able to get in range. A double pounce. Both are on cooldown now, but where's the follow-up? They are lacking the counter initiation and the catch from Aster. Brilliantly done though. You find both the defensive supports. I mean, the Frost Shield to protect you through the Chronosphere from the physical damage from the Faceless Void, and then the Omni Knight as well. Absolutely perfect initiation from Aster, and they also get the Aegis as well. They lose no one. A beautiful fight from them. Oof, 2k HP on the dot? Not anymore. How much is 10 selected? Firefly? I think they struggle with this kill without Chrono. I mean, he's got so much mobility right now, and they don't have a lot of lockdown. But he's closing in on the Butterfly. He's actually really far. I mean, Void's neck and neck, but you see the Ember and the Pugner have taken a little bit of a backseat as well. But what is the Faceless Void going for next item? SCCC. He's also level 20. I imagine the same. Slark's a little bit behind. And here we go. I mean, he's actually... Okay, who do we call? XXS. We'll get found out here. They've got the chain lockdown, so no pounce is going to come through. Doesn't even get Greaves or Pipe. Dude, he has to get a Lotus Orb. Otherwise, this Shaman is just shredding the Timber. Might even BKB, but Lotus probably a little better team-orientated wise. But they are just dealing with this Timbersaw hero so goddamn easy. And it's just allowing Slark to get fat with the essence. Literally just feeding this bad boy. He's a... he's gonna go MKB. Okay. Firefly just onto the back line. In and out, in and out, in and out. Name of the game for the Slark. He loves skirmishes, these long fights. I'd say it does really favor Invictus Gaming though. Like if they can survive Chronosphere and not really, maybe lose one hero, and meanwhile Firefly is just finding people on the backline here. Is Chrono back up though? It's gonna be back up. I mean, Dire might smoke. The lanes aren't in the greatest spot to make a smoke though, so it could be a little obvious. They don't have very good vision across the map. I mean, take a look. This is, I guess no one's really got any vision at the moment. That's the issue with playing into a Slark though, is that the map feels like it's completely shrinked. Like you can't see anything. Who did he give the spider legs to? Who's got the, oh, it's on JT, okay. What did JT have before that? He had another item that I like. Oh my lord. He had the Greater Fairy Fire, I think. I mean, they've got the telescope for Shaman. Dude, I think Shaman's actually really important. Until XXS gets like a Lotus, he's actually going to get yours. I don't think yours gives you any protection. I'm kind of surprised he's going for this, but... Again, they need a wraparound. Firefly's going to sit on the front line. Find these heroes in the back. XXS just wants to draw attention. Chronosphere just onto one with the Mortimer Kisses. JT unable to get in range, but now look, they're all grouped up. They're Remnant. Emo melts through them. Two heroes going to end up falling on Aster. Another Timbersaw. They'll get the cookie. It might not be enough space, however, with the X-Fault. They've used a lot of the control coming through. The Decrep. Emo's still got a lot of magic damage, but XXS will be fine. Oh, the Chrono. 3 heroes from, I mean, the Chrono was onto 2 other fellow friendly boys. And then the Void, I believe, got locked down as well. So, damn, he just chucked out all the remnants. He laid out the damage there. Damn, I missed the recap. You do see, though, like, they can even just Chrono the Slark. And, like, it's going to be nice on JT. But they have so much magic damage. Like, all you do is you drop Chrono. You've got Decrep. And then Nether Blast, Life Drain. And then the Mortimer Kisses. And I don't think the heals from... This could be decent from them. They're very deep, and Fade's going to control 2 with the cogs. Cookie stun. Emo's going to be careful. He doesn't have any more remnants to play around with, so Fade's going to be able to stay alive. They do have a lot of mobility. XXS, however, no way to lock him in. Yeah, he stayed alive a lot longer. Really nicely done. They're actually still finding a couple of heroes here. It's not going to be enough. So still with the 2,000 gold advantage. Dire haven't been able to get a lot of map control recently, which is the main thing. You see this, even though they lost, you know, a couple of the last fights. XXS. Well, they know Chrono's on cooldown, so they, oh no, that's so, no, another repair kit, they're gonna get it. Oh shit. XXS, he's just gonna get caught out. I mean, Dire on the backline, but Emo's doing a good job at kind of zoning out the supports here. Chuan's gonna try and help out. We'll give him a decrep. They are stacking up. I mean, Firefly just constantly chain locking him down with the pounce. Still gets the chain away. Dude, that repair kit, I mean, Radiant already suffer with walking up high ground. The repair kit would have made it even more difficult.
Time is money. All wands will break.
Emo's got an Axe now too. What? He's going Axe Dagon? Alright. Papa Chuan. That's the thing. I mean, you see how aggressive he can play right now. They just can't deal with the Ember. Just melting through all the abilities. He's going to use triple remnant here. It's a lot of damage. Emo actually finds the Pugna. Oh, I was kind of just like, he's just kind of poking and prodding, using everything. But the extra remnants find the kill. They still have the repair kit, and XXS just going to sit in the front line. This is a very hard tower to siege. They've got a catapult. They've got Serpent Wands as well. They're definitely going to need to repair kit this. XXS. Get rid of the creeps, lads. The issue is it's a Cardi wave. They have Chronosphere. He's very close to the MKB as well, but he's going to TP back. Seeing the Void TP, they'll probably disengage, however, but they've got the Lotus Orb on top of Firefly. They can melt him down. I think they need the Pugna to be able to do that. Without the Pugna, it's going to get difficult. So, they only use 1 repair kit charge. They'll stop the healing at that. But they hold the high ground. Pugna won't have to buy back there. They won't have to commit any big ultimates as well. And SCCC, he does have the MKB as well. So now this evasion is going to be negated. 75% chance. A majority of it. 3 out of the 4 hits. They're still going to play the high ground there. I mean, they got a really nice observe ward. So they're just going to try and bait and see if Dire walk up. You see how they want to take the fight from IG? Like, they need to find the backline. Like, Timber's going to play very aggressive on the front. Timber and Clockwork are trying to make Radiant group up on these frontline heroes, and then Void has like the counter initiation. But Emo wants to cut up the fight and kind of make the Pugnut have to deal with the Ember instead of putting damage in Chrono. He wants to try and stop the Mortimer Kisses follow-up as well. This is how Emo needs to play these team fights, and he's been doing an incredible job at that with the hookshot. They actually dropped the Chronosphere Mortimer Kiss. Oh my lord, there's just so much damage, and Akaka's got to be careful. He's got the Force, but they can follow up if they really want to dive the tier 2. Bot's getting pushed in, top is as well. But Roche is available, and he does not have a buyback. You see, as soon as they get on top of him with the decrep, I don't even think they used it. Looks like it was just a... Surprised the Mortimer Kisses actually isn't showing there, but... This is why I think he needs a BKB. I mean, I guess, you know, the chance of him getting BKB before Chrono, you know, you could be able to do it. It's the fact that, you know, you have this Time Walk. It's got a kind of projectile... not really projectile animation, but... So everyone's going to get dropped. Baboka. They do have the Force stuff on Fate to help out. The Code's going to get a little bit of position now, but Aster proceed. They feel fine to take the fight without the Slark, and Emo's going to be careful. He's able to get the Remnant to disengage. Ollie's going to try and chuck out as much damage as he can beforehand. Just the sacrificial land play coming through, but they're going to be careful because there's the follow-up Fate. He can Cog Trap the high ground as well. If he can get near the mid-stairs, there might be no retreat opportunities coming through from JT. Fate does have to be careful though. Emo's going to commit a couple of more Remnants here to play around with, at least giving JT a little bit of space. So they, alright, it has stopped them from taking Roche. I don't know how he has vision up there. So it did stop them from taking Roche, which is the important thing. Dude, Ember's got to beat a Dagon. I mean, he's just going to try and melt through the Pugna. Once they get Hex, this is really nice though. Well, they know Chrono's on cooldown, so Fly just wants to get super aggressive with this. Do Radiant have a gem as well? No. No gem for both sides here. There you go. Easy D-ward. Very nicely done. So Roche second is available. Aegis Cheese on the hands of the man himself. Dude, he's freaking scary. He's goddamn scary. I wonder, will we see a rework of Roche? Feels like he's looked like that for a long time. I don't think you can ever rework Roche. It'd be nice to get like a design, a different design for him. Like, you know how we have the creeps design and the tower design. Maybe for next TI. I honestly wouldn't be surprised. I don't think there was one for this TI, right? I should, yeah, the last TI I should say, but here comes the wraparound. Good old Observe Ward hasted out to them. I mean, they're even going to smoke themselves here. So with the bounty runes just playing the opposite side of the map, and I think they're pretty aware of this. So Radiant, they'll hold the Die side. Die, they'll hold the Radiant side. They know exactly where they are. They just... Ollie snags the courier. It is a double Cardi wave, which is not getting much effect. They're just going to walk into Roche. I mean, they've got the Chrono for the team fight. Radiant don't have these big ultimates, but they are doing it really fast. Radiant got to get vision somehow. Looks like Fly's going to be the one to do it with the Heavenly Grace, but he's very far out. Another Cogs. There's no protection. What are you doing in the pit? Oh no, they lose the Aegis as well. Ezreal seems going to be able to claim it now. Chuan on the front line. He's going to be careful for the cookie stun. Emo is taking a lot of bashes. They need some more to come through. It's going to be fine. Emo able to get the remnant away for the hookshot Fate. He finds another. They'll have the follow-up, so it's just the Ember Spirit to stay alive there. JT playing with the spider legs. He's going to run back into Baboka, so that's just 4 dead. Oh no. Invictus Gaming take a ferocious fight. Oh, it's a bit tricky right now. There's no way he survives, right? There's no way. Wait, alright, he's alive. But the Heavenly Grace is not something you can use and be like, I'm going to run willy-nilly into Dire. They will chuck out Chrono, they will chuck out Mortimer Kisses, and you are just dead. You can't continue acting like you are this incredibly tanky hero to be able to just walk into the middle of the fight. And he's going BKB, but they might just lose. Well, they're going to at least lose a tier 3 tower. They don't have Chrono, so maybe Dire don't feel as content with making this siege happen. I think they'll probably find the tier 3 and back off potentially. And they will. They're going to disengage. Still a couple of bounty runes for them to claim down, but they also have a decent chunk of gold as well. I mean, this is so important. XXS is about to have Lotus. Is he gonna buy? He's gonna go BKB as well in the Ember. So, I mean, all of a sudden, Dire, they have a 3,000 gold advantage. Everything looking very big. That's a big swing as well. I like this from Radiant though. They will scout out Fly. Fade's gonna be careful though. He's got the hook shot. Force can break the pounce. Fly actually misses with the extra follow-up. Krona's gonna be up in 50 seconds, so not gonna have it for this fight, however. They're gonna be comfortable. Any more bashes coming through? Fly is going to be in a bit of a tricky spot here, but now with the Remnant closed straight on top of the backline. SCCC, he's got the BKB. Fly about half HP. Now with the Mortimer Kisses, magic damage as well. Oh, they control him. Ember's going to end up falling, and now Fly has to disengage. He's already taking way too much damage. They got the vision as well, so he can't get any sustain. JT's actually the next target, though. They'll shred through him with the percent damage from the Whirling Death, and poor old Omni. He'll take the full brunt of the force towards the end of the fight here. So, I mean, we've seen Emo play really aggressively around just finding these supports in the backline. And that fight, they just... I mean, I didn't see where the lockdown came from. I think it must have been... It was either the hook shot that was enough to then find some bashes after, but you see the damage from SCCC. It is immense. He is just absolutely shredding the Invictus Gaming lineup. And they are really unable to do anything about it. And now Chronosphere's back up, so they can walk up high gun. They can force out a buyback here. Firefly's going to try and trade as much as he can. And there we go. Emo's going to buy back. Tron actually uses the Hex a little early. I thought he might have... I mean, I guess Slark can always just pounce him and TP out. So I was going to... Maybe there's no real way for him to be able to cancel that. But the main thing is, he deals with the top racks. And here we go. 2 buybacks forced. The issue is they've got Aegis. They're going to have it in their hands for another minute 40. They still have the cheese on the Pugner as well with Chronosphere. Full set of racks going to end up falling. But Pugner just TP'd to join them with the bots. It's just Karkar and Emo. So they drop the Serpent ones here. So they're going to try and force them back. But they got the Glyph. So they'll use this and they won't get anything out of it. So, I mean, Glyph is down, I guess. But you drop Serpent wards. You do force them back. So it's going to give you a little bit of space. They might not get anything out of Aegis. Actually, they might shove out top and then smoke instantly. Because they have Chrono. I still think they should try and take a fight with this little bit of Aegis left. And it looks like they're actually just going to potentially beeline to mid. Satanic. Dude, he's going to be top of the net worth by a long shot. Actually, 3,000. Slark's kind of keeping up. And if they can take... I mean, they've already kind of taken this game by the nuts here. But I feel like if you can squeeze out a little bit more, like you guys understand me? You guys get where I'm going with this? Yeah, if they can get a firmer grasp of this game before Slark gets BKB, I think this gets a little bit difficult. I don't know why I was saying it like that. Trying to be comical. What's he? Yeah, so he's going BKB. I think Ember... No, because Ember bought back, so he had enough, but now he's unable to kind of stay around that stage. But all right, we got a 40-minute thriller, lads. I mean, this is definitely like, these are the later stages of the game that we ever get. Tier 4 items, that's usually a luxury nowadays. And I mean, SCCC's got a minute of Horn if he needs to. You know, they might find a better Tier 4 item for the Faceless Void. The level is not too bad. Yeah. Level is not too bad. They probably give the minute of Horn to XXS. The 20 HP regen, though, with the repair kit is pretty goddamn nuts. And now top, JT. They even used the Chronosphere for this. Tries to get inside. I mean, he needs a lot more bashes coming through Radiant. They have no tower to TP to, though, so unfortunately JT will fall. And that's a buyback death. That's a buyback death timer, I believe. Let's take a look. Yep, yeah, he bought back for that high ground.
Radiant are scanning.
Emo's a bit of an issue now. So they do commit Chrono. Aegis does also time out. Emo, bot. Who do they find? Emo. He's just literally across the map constantly. Top, bot, mid, everywhere. He's got the Ewers as well. The cancel it, so 4-0. Snap. Oh, that's a lot of remnants committed now. They're still going to try and take the fight. A long hook shot from Fade puts him in a bit of a tricky situation. The rest of the reinforcements are coming through, but are they going to get there fast enough to keep him alive? It looks like the answer's no. Double kill for Emo. And now Aster, you don't have the team. You don't have Chronosphere as well. So Flyfly with the BKB is going to try and man fight here. He doesn't give a damn about the magic damage coming through already. Stacking up the essence. This could be a pretty pretty decent fight, but once the BKB does end up expiring, he's going to be careful. SCC is going to be owned. Another Hex as well with the life drain. It's going to be able to bring down Fly. Stays around for a little bit too long. Just where was the team? He didn't have JT, unfortunately. And Akaka, oh no, caught out from Fade. The long hook shot from downtown finds the Shaman, has a buyback, but the more important thing is that the Slark, that's no buyback available.
Radiant's bottom tower.
They might just be able to end it here, Aster. They're going to try. I mean, they've got the leveler as well, so they melt through the objectives along with the Nether Blast. They're actually just going to drop the Gs. This one's over. Aster end up 2-1ing Invictus Gaming. Really nicely done from them. I mean, 42 minutes in. You know, probably the longest game we'll see in a while. Actually, I'm not going to say a while, but still one of the long ones we get. But it just felt like Invictus Gaming weren't able to do enough when Chronosphere was on cooldown. I think Slark needed BKB earlier, but then again, it's like he's still gonna die in Chronosphere. Like if they kite, I feel like the question is, can Invictus Gaming get 2 or 3 kills with that full duration BKB around 20 minutes into the game? If they can do that, then I'd understand the BKB, because then they could probably end the game before Aster have all this damage. But then later on, it's like then it's really difficult. I feel like I think he got it a little late, but then again, I mean, it just went to show like he's not really going to get it before the Chronosphere comes off, so he's probably still going to die to it anyway. And this is just the thing, is that you pick the Slark early to deal with the Timber. Yes, you've got a really nice lane, but it's then that Team Aster, they read the draft. I mean, Slark already gets shown, so they feel the Faceless Void has immense value, and it just goes to show. I mean, SCC 16, 3, and 7, a beautiful game from him, and they just have way too much magic damage to go in Chronosphere. It's not like IG could have done anything differently. You know, JT tried to do his best. A majority of the time, it was actually right next to the Chrono target, but in the end, there were a couple of fights where, you know, that one big engagement where it was that mid lane, they found the Omni Knight and the Lich. That was really when Radiant was starting to shine. That big wraparound from Aster kind of gave them the timing they needed from SCC to get enough items. And we saw the execution. They could just melt through one person. Like, even if they chronoed the Slark, you have so much magic damage, even with the pipe absorption. It just doesn't matter. So that's the beautiful thing some days, some games where you can commit a very big ultimate onto one hero, and it's just enough to win you the fight, because with that hero dead, they just lack a lot of damage. And that kind of went to, kind of showed this game. But I do think IG played incredibly well with, I mean, they narrowly lost this game. I think the way Emo was able to play on the Ember Spirit, you know, finding these backline supports and really trying to create as much chaos, you know, stopping the Pugner and the Snapfire from being able to have the follow-up damage in the Chronosphere. Unfortunately, that didn't happen enough, but IG were just very narrowly ended up losing that game. But in the end, Team Aster, they're going to be able to take this best of 3, 2-1. And our next series, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be Keen Gaming up against CDEC. Shouldn't be too long of a break. There's already 9 out of 10 people in the lobby. So we'll be in that one very shortly. A quick break until then.